Thanks so much, Nicola. So good morning, everybody. As Nicola said, I am Jacinta Dempsey, and I am one of the trainers with Facebook, small business. And I also run a business called The Social Network. So you can check me out there. Is that sharing for you, Nicola? Oh, let's try that again.
Sorry, it was sharing, but we could see the whole screen as opposed. Yeah, that's perfect now. Super, thank you.
So yeah, I love Facebook, and there's so many great new things happening within Facebook to make it easier for businesses to be successful on the platform. So today we're going to go through one of those new features, and that is Facebook Business Suite. So what we're going to cover this morning in this nice short session is how you're going to save time with Facebook Business Suite, how you can create and manage your posts, and how you can review comments and messages. And that's across Facebook and Instagram. So that really is time saving, I find, for businesses, when you just have to go into one platform to answer all the questions that people have across Facebook and Instagram. So if you will also be able to see how to understand your results from Facebook and Instagram, again, that is super important to make sure what you're doing is actually working and resonating with the audience. So Facebook Business Suite, it's a new interface for businesses, and it gives you access to all the tools that you need to thrive across Facebook and Instagram. If you're not sure if you have it, what you should do is go to business.facebook.com, and that should bring you straight to the Facebook Business Suite interface. And then once you've activated it there, when you go back into Facebook and click on your page, you will be brought into the Business Suite interface. You can also download the app. I absolutely adore the app. It saves me so much time. And you get that from the iOS store or from the Google store. It's just called Facebook Business Suite. This is what it looks like on desktop. As you can see there, you will have your two accounts on it. You'll have your Instagram and your Facebook. And each post, comment, everything is distinguished very clearly by the different symbol beside it. So this is the place, this is the base where you're going to do your replying to your comments. You're going to schedule your posts, reply to any direct messages, regardless which platform it's on, and where you can set up your ads. It's also the place, if you have a shop attached, where you'll be able to go in and manage that shop and make sure that it's looking perfect across both of your platforms. So how can you save time with Business Suite? Well, there's a few different ways. The first one is that you can schedule posts ahead of time. And I know that's for small businesses, that's such an issue. It's like you have all these great ideas for content, you kind of run out of time, and you feel like you have to do it kind of on the spot. But with having the scheduling tool built into Facebook, you can sit down on a Monday morning and you can schedule in all your posts ahead of time. And then that'll just free you up a little bit more creativity, I find, for putting more real life stuff within your stories. So you can use that inbox to connect with more customers quicker and more meaningful. And the other thing with the message inbox over here is that you can have like little notes beside the person. So if it's someone who's inquiring about a service, you can put down the date that they inquired. You'll be able to see what that follow-up is. And if there's more than one person using the account and engaging with customers, you're going to be able to keep track of what is going on at every stage across both platforms. And then, yeah, so the next thing is having your insights into one place. That saves you a lot of time because you're able to see the results across both platforms, and you can see, right, I'm going to go schedule my post for the week, but I know this style of post doesn't work on Instagram, but it works on Facebook. So I won't schedule it on Instagram, but I'll schedule it on Facebook. So having all of that at hand and being able to see what is going on in a really meaningful way will really save you time as you go along. So to get started, as I said already, you go to business.facebook.com or download the app. This is what it looks like on mobile. It's a lot neater on the app, and it's a lot easier than the old Facebook Pages app that they had if you had it previously. This one is much easier to use. It's a lot more user-friendly, and it feels a lot more like the Facebook app. So it's not that big divide between the two apps. So When you've downloaded that, it will ask you to log in using your Facebook username and password. It's the same as the one that you have for Facebook, and then it will connect all your accounts over there. Okay. So how do we keep up with communities over here? So when you share your post to Facebook, all the content can go to one place, and that is, especially if you're starting out and you're not really sure what content works for your customer, it's really time saving, because what it's going to do is you can share that content out to both platforms and then review and see which audience likes which content. It might be a case that, you know, you're really looking at your audiences, an audience on Facebook and Instagram like the exact same content, or it might be that you need to change up some of the copy or an image depending on the platform. So you can keep up your communities in there. And then you can preview the post. And this is a super important one for me, because a lot of times when you're out in the real world in your business, you'll snap a picture with your phone and you'll think that's the most perfect picture ever. Or you might get a photo shoot done and they will send you over these amazing images and they're absolutely fabulous, but they're huge. And when you put those up into Instagram or Facebook, they're going to have parts of them chopped out, and it's going to take away from that message that you have within that image. So being able to preview that post to see exactly what it looks like before it goes out is a really important feature. So within the app, you can, once you've dropped it into schedule or post it, you can click to preview it either on Facebook or Instagram. And then it gives you options here where you can tag people, you can edit it, so you can crop it if there's a huge part being missed out, or maybe, you know, if it's a landscape style photo, you want a little bit on the right rather than a bit on the middle. You can move it around in whatever way works for you. So that does make things a lot easier for you. And then, as I said, schedule posts ahead of time. So how does it look when we're connecting with customers? So by displaying all of the content in the one place, it allows you to connect to your customers in a way that is meaningful for you. And it will also mean that you're across what's happening on each of those platforms. You will be able to see which platform gives you the most questions at once, because sometimes it might feel like that you're on Instagram all the time responding to people, but you might actually just be missing the ones on Facebook, which has been a problem with a few of my clients in the past. Facebook notifications don't come in as fast. So having it all here allows you to see that and connect with that in the right way. And it allows you to respond to people in a way that is, you know, on brand, and allows you to set up quick replies, and so that you can send those replies that are very brand focused across to both of those channels. And the other thing that I think is so important, especially now the way social media is going, is that it really helps you build that connection with your customers. A lot of the more meaningful conversations I have, and a lot of the more long-lasting clients that I get with any of the clients that I work with, we get them from our direct messages, whether it be through Instagram with them replying to stories, or through Facebook with them replying to a post we have out there. And what I find is once you get into their DMs and you're able to connect with them, it can build a really nice relationship. And having it all in the one place makes that a lot easier for you. As you can see, you can pop in little things like if a person is a VIP, if a person is a past client. So then, you know, when you're talking to them, you know, you don't have to remember every single one of those people who are talking to you, but you can have little prompts there that help you build that relationship a little bit more. And then obviously it allows you to grow your business. So understanding how it works, what engagement is happening where, and you know what people are reacting to, and what's resonating with your customer really helps you optimize that content that you're putting out. So all of that is available in here. So as you can see, once we click on this, it shows you your insights. So instead of it just being like previously, Facebook insights in one place and Instagram in the other, now you can actually see the insights. So what are the trends? Facebook page, how many people are liking your page? Is it up? Is it down? And as you can see with this one, they've obviously doing a lot better on Instagram. They're getting 230 Instagram followers versus 15, and their reach is much higher on Instagram. So with seeing that, I would obviously make the decision there to jump in and push forward with a little bit more content on Instagram, and focus my attention just teeniest bit more on Instagram, because obviously that's where it's really resonating with the customer. I'd also look at reviewing the content that we're putting out on Facebook, because while that's not a hideous drop in reach, 1%, it's not an increase, and we want to make sure that the content that's going out is working on that platform. And this, what it also does then is it shows you your overall, let's skip back, there we go, your overall page likes for each of the platforms, and it breaks it down into what gender and what age they are. And again, that can really help you, because a lot of the times people will come along and they'll say, my audience is, 35-year-old women, 35 to 50-year-old women, and it could turn out when we go look at their insights, their actual people who are engaging with them are men between the age of 45 and 60. So it's important that we know that who we're connecting with matches up with who we want to connect with. So having this here and that little snapshot really can help you make those decisions on where you're at. So we'll go a little bit deeper into insights. So in the business suite, you can also see how your posts perform. So you can scroll down and see each post individually. So it will show you how much reach you had, how many comments or reactions I had on it. So this one here, 1,209. And then when you click into that further, it will give you even more details. So it will show you the reach. Sorry, I've just got PowerPoint on this computer and I'm not used to it yet. I'm used to Keynote. There we go. So it will show you the reach, and it will break that down into how much of that is organic. And that's how organic reach is people seeing that content without you having to pay for that content to be seen. If you have done a paid promotion on it, it'll tell you how much of that reach is paid. And then in here, it breaks it down into reactions versus comments. And then here it shows you link clicks, video views, or other clicks. So link clicks are the ones we're looking to get. We want people clicking across to our website if we have a link within that. And then if you come in here and you haven't done a paid promotion on it previously, and you say, right, well, this is doing really well. I think this content is really great and it resonates well with my core audience. What you can do is you can select a little boost posts button down in the bottom corner, and then you can set up a boost within that to really help promote it. If it's a case, sometimes I will create content and I'll think, gosh, that's a really good piece of content. And I know people want to know about that content because I've done my research and I see them asking about this all the time, but the reach doesn't happen. I will also look at boosting that post just to give it that little extra hit out there with the audience. So what I would do is, if you do your batch of posts at the start of the week, jump back in midweek, see how they're performing in your insights, see how each post is performing. Sometimes you might see no comments, no likes, nothing like that. But when you look at the clicks, you might see 100 clicks on it. So don't panic if there's no comments. There's a lot of dark social signals that are there, like link clicks or other clicks, maybe to view your images or something like that. Okay, so when we look at using automated messages, this is the next time-saving tool that we have available here. And what we have with automated messages is a welcome message is the first one. So when somebody comes onto your page and they click to direct message you or send you a message, it will come up with, hello, welcome, we'll be back in touch as soon as we can. Then we have the away message, and I consider putting this on if you know you're going to be off for a few days on holidays, or if you tend to get a lot of messages of an evening and you actually need an evening off. Turning on your away message will mean that as soon as the person sends you a message, it'll get back to them saying whatever customized message you want to say. It might be something fun like, I'm off having a glass of wine, check images tomorrow, or it can be just a basic one that Facebook has there for you as an option.
Jacinta, sorry to interrupt. There was just a question in the chat there. What is the difference between between Boost and Facebook ads?
Yes. So with Facebook ads, which is ones that we've run within the Facebook Business Manager. So there's an actual ads manager tool for that. With that one, you get a lot more targeting options and a lot of different ways to optimize that ad. Whereas the boost post is kind of a quick, easy option would be the best way to say it. Now, I always say to people, try keep like 20% of your budget aside to go on boost posts. So when you see something doing well or not doing well, you can put it behind it. But for the most part, when I look at doing ads for any of my clients or any for myself, I will use the Facebook Business Manager. And I suppose the real difference for me when I look at it is, one is more like a reactive kind of thing. So I'm reacting to the stats that are in front of me straight away. Velvet's got some good music on. So one is reacting to the stats I have in front of me. Okay, so I'm like, I know this should be doing good, or this is doing good, so I'm going to give it a boost. And then the Facebook ads are my real strategic ads. So I know I want to promote a certain service or a certain product, and I really lay out step by step what way that's going to look, who I'm going to target. And that campaign would probably run for like a month at a time before I change up to creatives, versus the boost post, which might run for like maybe 7 days max. Something popped up in chat there. I hope that answers your question. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, I love the name Star. I love it. Okay, perfect. So let me jump back. I clicked there, getting excited as I talked. And now I'm going behind. Okay, so now, yeah, we're looking at, sorry guys, it jumped back there. I'm going to go back one. There we go, automated messages. So my next favorite thing within this little piece of software is the saved replies option. And we have some people who we get a lot of the same questions again and again. And yes, you can have the frequently asked questions section there, but sometimes you need more. So for example, if we have somebody who's asking us, do we deliver, as they're saying here, plants outside a certain radius, or do we do online shopping, any of those kind of things, we can have a batch of questions saved within the Facebook platform. So when we go into that person, we just clicked on our save replies and they get that answer back. So look, it might take a little bit of time in the first instance, but what I would suggest is to go back and look at all of the kind of questions you've got, similar team within them, create a batch of answers, bang them in here, and you're going to save yourself a lot of time. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is how you can plan your content ahead of time. This is really looking at the kind of strategy of it, guys. So when you're looking at this, first of all, you want to have a clear goal. So a lot of times people are just putting out content for the sake of putting out content. And I think it's really important that you decide what is your goal. So is it that you want to get more people to know who you are? Is it just brand awareness? Is it that you want to drive more people to your website, get people to subscribe to your mailing list? Whatever it is, you need to work that out before you do anything, okay? So you could have more than one. Like with campaigns I normally do, I'll have a brand awareness aspect to it versus a landing page aspect to it. So that's me driving people to the website. So once you have that, you need to think about your audience. And again, you can go and look at the stats that you have within the app to decide on what your audience is. Also suggest going across to your Google Analytics, if you have that set up for your website, and have a look at what that's saying, who your audience is there, because sometimes there are people who are coming across organically to your website might be very different to the people who are coming across from social. So you might be able to work out exactly who your audience is based on the two of those merged together. Then you're going to set aside a time to create and schedule that content, right? So once you know that you're going to, this is the audience, okay? So say, for example, we've got a 30-year-old woman that we're targeting who lives in Dublin, and it's for flowers. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the imagery that would work for that person. We're going to think about what we have in our area, in our shop, in our service that's going to resonate with that age group. And we can find out what that's going to be again by going back and looking at your insights, looking at past posts and seeing which ones really worked. And Facebook does that really well. Even if you're running ads within the ads manager, it will show you which images resonate better with your target audience. So it's really a really good tool to have. So once you've picked out those images, you're going to lay them out, you're going to have a plan, and you're going to think about the copy. The copy is the status update, and that's really important. So what we want to think about here is, are you going to include emojis? Are you going to include a link at this part? And that does depend. So if I was just doing a post here for brand awareness about this lovely plant, I would just talk about what the plant is and where it's good for. It's good for an office, for someone who doesn't have to care for it, for example. Whereas with this one, they have in here, they're obviously doing what I would call a conversion style post where they're trying to drive traffic across. And they've put in, they're perfect for home decorations, but then they've put in a call to action. So today during our online sale, they're telling people to pick one during our online sale. So when you are looking at your copy, you want to make sure with some of your brand awareness, you've got a mix between some of your brand awareness, just giving people information so they find value in it. And then others that have clear call to actions like visit our website, you know, talk to us now, anything like that. So when you're creating that content for all the different posts that you're creating for the month, make sure you decide which will have a clear call to action and which will just be there to provide value to your audience. Was there a question there?
Yeah, so Star was just looking to share the link to access the Boost Manager, please. So, I mean, I can include that in a follow-up email, or if you have it handy, just send it if you can, pop it in the chat. But if it's easier, I can post it after.
Let me see what she said. So the Boost Manager, can you share the link to access the Boost Manager? So the Boost Manager actually is there's two different things. So the Boost Manager we've called the Facebook, Facebook Business Manager, which is where the Ads Manager is, and that's where you get the more detailed stuff. To access that, you need to go into where you would for Business Suite, and then on the left-hand side, there is 3 lines, and you click on that and you go to more tools, and then you go to Ads Manager within there. To access just information around your Boost posts, what you do is you go to your Facebook page and you click on Ads Manager, I think it's called, within there. So there are 2 slightly different ones. And the one that you get by going to business.facebook.com is the more detailed one. I can send you some information on that if you want, Star. I'm not sure if we cover that in any of the courses that we're doing, how to use the back-end Business Manager, but I can send you over a couple of links on blogs that I've done with step-by-step guides, which might help you. Okay, so let me just click out that. No problem. Okay, so then once you've popped it in with your clear call to action or your informative information for people, and you've popped in your nice picture that you know is going to resonate with your audience from the research you've done, then you're going to preview that post before sharing it. Again, at this stage, you can tag other businesses if you want, only tag them if they're relevant to your business. You can add how you're feeling. If you're feeling happy because you have a great new flower in stock, then by all means add in that emotion. So I'm going to talk you through now how you schedule posts. It's really simple, but sometimes people get a little bit tripped up on this part. So we're going to go in here. I'm going to click this blue little guy here, or we can click publish, whichever one you want. Once you've done that, you can click to add a photo. You can add your location, and that's really good for Instagram to have your location in there. If you want to go live, if you're brave enough, you can do that. And if you want to have a little button on the bottom of your post where people will message you, you can click get messages. So I'm going to drop in your picture and type in your copy. A lot of times I will take the copy directly from the website and just tweak 1 or 2 words. So if it is a case that you're feeling overwhelmed with the amount of posts you need to put out, just look at what you have on the website, add in a few little fun comments around it or something that's going to really reflect your brand and pop it in there. Then when you go to the next stage, you've got the option to publish now, or if you click on that, you can select later. And then you can select whichever date or whichever time you want to schedule that on. Okay, so we've selected a date and time. At this stage, it gives you that option to boost that post. Generally, sorry, I don't know where it's gone back to. Generally, I don't boost it at this stage. I let it run for at least 7 to 10 hours before I decide if I'm going to boost that post or not. So I wouldn't recommend doing it at this stage. And then you can preview it before it goes out. And then once you're happy, you click on the publish button and it's gone. So we talked about automatic replies. I'm going to show you how to set them up now. So when you go into any reply so any message that anybody has sent to you within the Facebook app, you're going to click on, there's a little blue dot down here, and you will get an option for saved replies. When you click on saved replies, you will have the saved replies that are there come up. You're going to click on these little 9 dots here, and it will open up this, and you will see they have in the title of that reply and then what that reply is to make it easier to find. You're going to click on the little pencil button and you're going to enter your title, and then you're going to enter the message. So like this one, annual sale, then you're going to click save, and that's it done. So our next thing we want to talk about, guys, is your key takeaways. So the main thing I want you guys to take away from this is that I shouldn't use PowerPoint because it does not work for me. Apologies, Nicola. I thought I was doing good downloading PowerPoint rather than Keynote. Okay, so the next thing we're actually going to look at is not your key takeaways. It's how you're going to reach more people. And this is the boost post. So this might answer a few of your questions there. So when you go in and you see your posts and how they're doing, you're going to click on boost post function, this blue one. And once that comes in, you're going to be able to see what it looks like. It's going to show you all of your call to actions that are available. I'm going to click boost post now. So in here, this is where knowing your audience or who your target audience is so important. So what you're going to look at is selecting people you choose through targeting. There are going to be options now if you're a local restaurant or something like that right now with the way things are, just choose people in your local area. But for this one here, you can go in and you can edit it. So you can change it to be people in Carlow plus 30 kilometers. You can put in some interest. So you could say maybe people are interested in social media, or people are interested in ladies fashion. And you can really play around with that based on who your audience actually is. Once you put that in, it's going to ask you for a budget. So this is a budget. This slider, you put this across for daily budget. $70 or 70 euros or 70, anything is too much for anyone starting out with ads. I'd reduce that right back down to like 7 for starting out. As you move your slider up and down here, it's going to show you how many people Facebook estimate you will reach based on your audience. That can change based on a couple of things. The first one is the time of the year. I find you're going to get lower reach at key times like, come up to Christmas or something like that, because there's a lot more people advertising. So you have to have a bigger budget to get more reach and to, get seen more, because it is an auction, the ads and the boost posts go into an auction. Whoever has, it's an equation, whoever has the best budget and the best copy, the best image and good engagement on previous posts will get a better chance of having their ads seen than other people. So for example, if you're all targeting women in Carlow at the same time, we're all going to be putting in the same kind of bid, and we're all going to be trying to end up in her news feed as much as possible. So you will see here, and that will fluctuate depending on time of year, and as I said, depending on the audience and how many other people are targeting that audience. Now, it's good to look at having your post run for anywhere over 4 days, I say. Facebook say between 7 and 10. from some of the practice I've been doing recently, as long as it's going over 4 days, it's good. That gives Facebook the time to really let the algorithm take over and see who is liking the post, who is engaging with it, so then they can show it to more people who are interested in it. But don't just run it for like a day or two. That's going to be a little bit of a waste for you guys, because it's not going to give Facebook the time to really optimize it. And then make sure you check this here, how much you will spend per day, and what your total budget is, and make sure you always put in an end date, that you don't kind of just put it going forever, because it will be a shock when you go and check out your bills. So then once you have all that selected, you click boost now, and that goes. So Nicola is going to send you out this lovely Get Started with Facebook Business Suite worksheet, and keep that with you as you're going back over things and you're getting used to Business Suite. One of the things I will say about Business Suite before I finish up is, if you don't have it yet, and you just get it today when you go and look, or you do have it, one of the most important things I want you to look at is that your Instagram and Facebook are connected to that platform, because that will keep it safe for you and that will make it easier for you. I have lots of people getting in contact and they don't understand why they can't get their Instagram messages coming up in the Business Suite, and it's simply because they either have a personal profile over on Instagram, or they're just not connected together. So you need to make sure that you're connecting them. So key takeaways. So you're going to save time with Facebook Business Suite with all that scheduling and all that insights. You're going to create and manage posts on Facebook from one place, and you're going to be able to track insights from your regular posts and also from your ads or your boost posts, which will save you a lot of time. So that is it, guys. Thank you very much. Sorry about the technical difficulties. But if there's any questions, I am happy to answer them.
There's one already there in the chat. So yeah, if anybody else has questions, please type them in now or jump off mute and ask Jacinta. But the one in the chat already is, would you recommend using videos or images or both?
Both, a mix. And if you're using images, I would recommend that you always look at it from sound off point of view in the first instance, because the majority of people have sound off when we're looking at their videos. So have a look at that, and then also consider mobile first. So you'll all know, the popularity of things like Reels and TikTok. And so when it comes to videos, people are really liking them short, snappy videos that fill up your whole screen. If it is a case that you don't have a video that fills up the whole screen, that's absolutely fine as well. You can maybe look at using something like InShot, which is a really nice little app to kind of give it a little bit more height, or make it square at least. And as I say, sound off. So if it's a video where you've got a lot of talking in it, make sure you've got your captions. I advise that you get your brand key message and brand awareness across in the first 3 seconds, because that's kind of going to be when people decide if you're going to continue watching that video or not. And if it's a case that you have a video that's optimized for sound off and it's got all of the nice stuff at the start, including captions, make sure when they click on it to decide then listen to it, that the sound is reflective of the video, so there's not like any horror music in the background or anything like that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Was there anything else? Okay. Oh, thank you. Sometimes I'm not concise, I just babble on, so apologies. That's my biggest weakness. But if there's any other questions, feel free to ask now. If not, you can get me. I'm on Instagram. I don't do much over there, but I swear I am there. I'm always there. And yeah, obviously ask Nicola if there's anything else. And I'm looking forward to doing a few more of these sessions.
Super, thanks a million, Jacinta. That was great as always. And yeah, I have popped in a link there to the Enterprise Nation Boost of Facebook page, so you'll be able to see upcoming events, etc. there. So if there is something else that you've maybe a few more questions about, as I said at the start, we're running these sessions nearly on a weekly basis, and they're presentation style sessions like the one today, or we do have social media clinics and Q&A sessions where you come along with any questions that you have around social media that you want to answered. The lovely Jacinta or one of our other trainers will be able to help you and guide you in the right way. yeah, do you have your Instagram handle there? Jacinta, could you maybe post it in the chat?
You know what? I posted it to Melvin for some reason. Sorry, Melvin.
Oh, Melvin
There you
was
go,
the only
Melvin.
one allowed to
There you
follow.
go.
Oh,
You can
perfect.
follow me too.
Super. So
It's
yeah,
social network _ Jacinta.
super. So yeah, Jacinta will share that there. As I said, we did record today's session as well, so I'll be forwarding on the link for you to watch that back, as well as the worksheet Jacinta mentioned, and I'll include a link to upcoming events there as well. My email is also in the chat, so if you do have any questions or any feedback, anything like that, please do reach out. More than happy to get back to you to help, whatever else. We've only been running these sessions in Ireland for I'd say two months now nearly. So early stages, we want to make them as good as possible for you all. So any feedback at all, please do reach out. But yeah, that was a short, snappy session, as all of these are. So we do hope you found it beneficial. A few thank yous in the chat there, so that's always positive. And yeah, hope to see you all soon. Thank you very, very much.